Thanks for joining us on the iGaming channel. Today we're looking at scaling your affiliate marketing business in iGaming in 2025. So you've got your first commissions, maybe a decent trickle of traffic, but how do you take your iGaming marketing business onto the next level and turn that into a serious business? So first of all, let's define what scaling means. In the world of affiliate marketing, it's not just about traffic, it's about scaling systems, diversifying your risk and growing your revenue at the same time. So initially, the first obvious way of scaling your business is expanding your content. Perhaps you could try different languages, different markets, a different set of casino games, more casinos to review. On which note, we've got links to our top 100 recommended iGaming affiliate programs in the description below. You can also enter new geographies and new markets. If you're doing really well in one market, perhaps with your SEO or paid traffic, it's very easy to scale that into other languages and other markets and new currencies. That's the most obvious ways that affiliates scale, particularly when you're doing something successful that's making money, copying that over into other iGaming niches or markets, or expanding your content range with more strategy guides, with more tips. Building a team is very important. That's recommended that that's done slowly and carefully, and try and pick industry experienced staff with lots of experience. People that have come, staff that have come from bigger companies often bring with them a lot of valuable intelligence to smaller companies. Increasing your deal value is another obvious way of scaling your affiliate business. So if you're working on a CPA, push your affiliate manager for a higher CPA. If you're on a rev share, ask for a higher commission. Generally, the exchanges, the more traffic you send them, the more commission you get. So if currently you've got advertisers that are featuring not very prominently on your site, for better commission, if you push them up your site, that's usually a quick way of scaling. And growing your brand is really the best way of scaling. So getting players to come back to your website, to your blog, to your social media platforms, and you really only can do that with consistent, high value content that gives value to the readers. And you've got to consider, a lot of people in the iGaming affiliate space, it starts out as a hobby, then it turns into a side hustle, but at some stage it will turn into a proper business if you're doing the right things. And you just got to scale carefully and don't be too aggressive as you scale up. So the obvious way to scale is new GEOs, new growths markets. So if you're already ranking in the UK, think about diversifying into the US, Australia, New Zealand. If you're doing well in French, consider going into France, Canada, research where there's big French markets, and consider some SEO and paid advertising in those markets. Translation is another low-cost way of scaling your business, particularly if you're on a platform like WordPress. There's translation tools out there that you can very easily convert your site from language A into language B, C, D, sometimes very low cost at the press of a few buttons. So to do, though, if you're branching out into new markets, think about checking the licensing of the brands that you promote. Think about geo-targeting and subfolders, like creating a whole area on your website for each country, which is, you get great economies of scales there, because you can build backlinks to your homepage and then scale out into other languages or countries. But don't just think about localizing the language. You also need local payment methods, licenses, bonuses, and currencies to convert your traffic and monetize that the best. There's also some big emerging markets like Latin America and Africa that have really high growth potential, particularly on the mobile side. Some of the smaller countries are not so competitive as the big obvious targets internationally. So if you want to build a scalable team, you'll have to, at some stage of your growth, you'll need to publish more content, run more paid advertising campaigns, test new ideas. You've always got to be producing content. So some of the key roles to hire SEO copywriters, I'd highly recommend you get those with gambling experience. I've got a team of 20 contractors that I've trained in various different SEO and content writing tools that we service a number of affiliates and operators. Think about hiring technical SEO people that can fix up all the technical issues like site speed and such like, to keep on top of your website or websites. Think about outreach and link building experts. Again, we've got an in-house team of link builders, and they just sit there producing content, writing articles, making videos, images, PDFs, presentations, press releases, and distributing those online. Video editors is another valuable skill these days. Video editors that can write and produce animation, jingles, music. There's so many software tools out there. A half decent video editor with a couple of years experience can make a Steven Spielberg type production if you need, quite easily. So you don't need 10 staff. Just start lean, start mean. Think about using freelancers, part-timers, outsourcing to agencies that specialize in iGaming. Don't go to agencies that don't have iGaming or gambling marketing experience, because they tend to be a waste of time and can quite often waste your time and money getting up to speed with how the industry works. And document your processes if you can, and focus on what you do best, and scale up on what is being successful and scale back on what is not so successful. But at the same time, you do need patience. It takes months and years to build up social media audiences and websites for SEO and such like. And diversify your traffic sources. Don't just rely on one channel, especially if it's SEO, because if you get unlucky or get hit with a negative attack or get unlucky on a Google algorithm update, your SEO traffic can go up and down, as you know. So try and diversify, so you're not just relying on SEO. Or if you're buying paid media, don't just rely on one platform, because sometimes the rules can change. Like Facebook, for instance, 1 minute it's a bit of a free-for-all and anyone can buy ads. The next minute you've got to spend 20,000 and a month minimum. So try not to rely on too many channels. On the same note, don't rely on put all your eggs in one basket by promoting a small amount of affiliate programs. Try and promote at least 10 or 20, so you've got 10 or 20 revenue streams and sources of income. So channels that are recommended to explore: YouTube, content like bonus comparisons, slot reviews, tutorials, strategy guides. Any content that gives the user value is worth putting on YouTube and some other video sites. Try and build an email database if you can. Build a newsletter, try and capture data, push notifications, SMS, email. Try and build that up. It's slow at the start, but when you've got a big rack of data, it's a permanent tap of and source of revenue. Think about social platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Have a look at those. Connect with influencers if you can for quick reach, cost effectively. And think about push notifications and paid retargeting. With retargeting is a very valuable type of marketing, and we use several platforms for that. The ethos is that you basically serve ads across tens of thousands of sites to visitors who come to your site. So it's about bringing that traffic back to your site at a competitive cost that you make money. And each channel has compliance rules, so check your local laws, check the terms of service as to what you can post and what you can't. See what your competitors are doing on these platforms. So you don't want to spend time and money building up a big audience and then get kicked off a particular platform down to compliance issues. Another obvious way of scaling your iGaming business is just negotiating better deals to get more commission. Think about shifting from rev share to CPA or hybrid, and just negotiate. Most affiliate managers are very reachable by Skype, Telegram, Teams, email. Meet them at the conferences and just keep getting more for your traffic over time. As your traffic grows, so should your commission. The more volume you get, the more operators are prepared to pay, basically. Make sure you track your stats, see which areas of your site are converting, which ones aren't. Optimize your casinos. If you've got a list, as most affiliates do, of casinos and sports books, measure them and see which ones you're making the most money from. And ultimately, list them with your top earners at the top, with your least profitable ones towards the bottom, and request exclusive bonuses. If you've got a decent amount of traffic, operators will be happy to create an exclusive bonus for you, or perhaps a custom co-branded landing page with your logo on there and so on, which can work really well. And see if you can negotiate tiered rates as well. So if you generate a specific number of new players or a specific amount of NGR, perhaps you get more commission. So operators just want quality traffic, and that's what they've got whole teams paid to do it. So if you've got quality traffic, you're in the driving seat, and there's there's hundreds of casinos out there. So don't be afraid to shuffle them around and put new ones on and take them up, scale them back if they're not making you money. Another thing I'd recommend with scaling up your iGaming business is automation, analysis, and optimization. So trying to automate as much as you can. There's lots of AI and automation tools out there. So looking at things like Google Looker Studio or Pausable for traffic dashboards. For SEO, you should be using packages like Ahrefs and SEMrush. With these packages, you can do competitor analysis, keyword tracking, find out where their affiliates are, who their affiliates are, when they're signing them up, find out where they're buying their backlinks from, how they're active on social media. All these competitor analysis tools are available to even cherry pick your competitors' best strategies. In terms of project planning, a few packages we use like Trello, Notion, which you can manage around teams and workflow and tasks and project management and such like. On the automation side, we like Zapier or Make, which are really useful CRM systems that you can plug into WordPress and similar platforms and automate all of your CRM. It's really about looking at KPIs and monitoring which pages on your sites and which channels are bringing in revenue, and scaling up where you're making money and killing off what isn't making money. And finally, you've got to think medium long term, like a brand. It's not always about quick wins. You're trying to build a brand over the long term. So brands get backlinks, repeat visitors, press mentions, better affiliate deals. So whether you're starting a podcast, building a community, or launching a newsletter, you really need to think about it in the long term, and don't be frightened and wary of investing at the start to set up the infrastructure, which will pay back over time. So ultimately, it takes time, patience, perseverance, and strategy. But the upside of being a iGaming affiliate marketing agency or site owner in the long term is massive. So you get a passive income working on revenue share and SEO and organic social traffic. It's fantastic. Well, thanks very much for watching today. I'll put links to my iGaming media agency. I've got over 20 years experience in the space with SEO, pay-per-click, social and such like. I'll also put my link to the top 100 recommended iGaming affiliate programs that we endorse, and I'll also put links to other socials, and there's plenty more videos and strategy guides on the iGaming channel. Thanks very much for watching today.